This is the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar for Wednesday, January 21st, 2026, which is Yom Revi'i, fourth day of the week. What is the Hebrew day today? Yeah, the third day of Shvat, 5786. The Parsha of the week is Bo El Paro, and the Daf Yomi today is Zevachim 10. I'm sorry, not Zevachim. I'm still in Zevachim mode. I'm doing that for 4 months and already conditioned. It's Menachot 10. The Daf Yomi for today is Menachos. Daf 10. And this is the Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar. And a big area of focus of this calendar, which I'm continually trying to learn about, wanting to learn about, is something that's known in rabbinical Hebrew as called Sod HaIbur. Sod HaIbur is called the secret of the intercalation, which is in a 19-year Metonic cycle. There are 7 leap years, and when those leap years are placed, it's the understanding or the study of which years come out leap years, and what effect that has. And for me, it's going to a deeper level, like consciousness, like what happens when a leap year happens, what type of feeling, what type of consciousness happens to people, humanity, the Jewish people, and that sort of thing. So it's the secret of intercalations, the Jubilee years, and ultimately the history of the ages and the end of the age. That's what this calendar is about. And it has 2 primary calendars that are fused into one. That would be the Gregorian calendar, on which today is January 21st, and the Hebrew calendar, on which it was the 3rd day of Shvat. At this particular time now, it's the 4th day of Shvat because it's at night. And once nightfall happens, then the next day, it's already the 4th now. So, my phone just turned off here. Or turned on, turned off, whatever. This phone has the mind with a heart of its own. Like the Tom Petty song. Anyway, so what is this? This is a 3-month period of time. You're looking at 8 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And 10 rows. That's 80 days. So 3 months is 90 days. Where's the extra 10? Right here. Can't see it, but it's here. And it's known as the 10-day twilight period. T1, T2, T3, T4, etc. So the last 10 days of every cycle, this is one cycle. It's also been called a mercurial year because it holds the amount of time which it takes for Mercury to revolve around the sun, and which is 88 of our Earth days. It's one of Mercury's years, meaning a full revolution around the sun, according to what's published. And so I used to call it the Mercury calendar, but then I sort of was studying Tractate of Vodazara, and there was a lot of mention of this Merculus. It's like an idol that was associated with this Roman deity called Mercury, this mythological deity of Mercury, and so I called it less the Mercury calendar because I didn't want to give so much homage to this Mercury business, but It is the name of a planet. I often refer to it in Hebrew as Kochav Chama. That's what it is in Hebrew. You can call it the Koach calendar. It basically is 3 months, and so 3 months is one Mercury year, and there's 4 of these years in one Earth year, of course. So 4 times 3 is 12 months a year. And so the same is for the Gregorian, the same is for Hebrew. They're both 12 months. One is just lunar based, one is solar based, and both of those are fused into one calendar. So typically on any given day, there's 2 numbers to pick from. And I do pick both of them. I use both of them. There is the lunar number and the solar number. So today, let's just say the solar number would be T1. Why T1? Because in Dispensation 3, which we're in right now, this mercurial year or this cycle, this 90-day or 3-month cycle starts on November. So it goes, November is the first part, and then December is the second part, and then January is the third part. And then as it hits January 20th, it completes the 80 days from November. And then there's 10 more days left, in this case 11, because there's 31 days in January. So January 21st through the 31st, that's 11 days. And these last 11 days are in the 10-day twilight period. It's called 10-day, but I mean, even if it's 11 days, you can call it the 11-day twilight, but it's really the 10-day twilight because sometimes it's only 9 days. If it's 9 days in a certain dispensation, if you're dealing with in a Hebrew month, let's say it ends in Tevet, it would end at 9. So, but the point is that this time we're in Gregorian, and it ends at 11. But anyway, we're in T1, so and that counts as 1. It's just 1. T2 is 2, T3 is 3. And as far as the lunar number, we just started a new cycle. Remember, I was mentioning that it goes November, December, January. Well, that momentum, that pattern, you go November, December, January. Then, of course, you're starting with February over here. And if you've noticed something, if you've studied astrology a little bit, you'll recognize that November and February have something in common. Or I could say Scorpio and Aquarius have something in common. Or I can say, you'll probably get this once I continue, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo have something in common. What are they? Yeah, you guessed it. They're fixed months. They're fixed. All the fixed months, meaning November, February, May, and August, those months start the calendar. The first day of all those months start the year. That is the 3-month year, so to speak, in Dispensation 3. In Dispensation 2, all the cardinal months start, which means April, July, October, January. Then it starts over here. And in Dispensation 1, all the mutable months start. If you want to know what cardinal, fixed, and mutable months are, please go online and you can look it up and see what they are. But what's important here is that this is the last cycle, and I'm very excited about it. This was started in the mutable month of September, Virgo, of the year 2012, or the Hebrew year 5772. Elul is the Hebrew month, and it was September of 2012. Late August, early September. It was Elul time. And now we are in Shvat of 2026. So it's in its 14th year. It's going to turn 14 years old this September, God willing. And it is the last, so it's 13 and a half right now. And remember in September time last year, in 2025, September time, I was discussing how this became bar mitzvah. And so when it turns 14 years would be like the equivalent of saying the 14th cycle of Daf Yomi. Right now we're in the 14th cycle, and we're going to finish the 14th cycle, God willing, next year in June. And 14 years, it is said that Jacob studied for 14 years in the yeshiva of Shem Aver. It's a midrash, but it's still said. It's a number that's given. So 14 is also the gematria of David, and 14 is gold, zahav, and yad, a hand. And I think it's just as good as any other. I mean, those are some connections. And the point is that it signifies a very important time that we're moving into. That 14 years in 2026, 1426 is a very interesting combination because it's Malchus and God. 26 is God and 14 is King David, Malchus, which basically points to the Messiah. And when we get to ER time this year, it is complete. I'm not saying I'm not going to use it anymore. I'm just saying that I don't know if I'm going to make videos like this on a regular basis anymore. The work has been done. And the reason that I knew that this was the time is that another thing that I've been working on that you may be familiar with is the tekus. The tekus is started with the first teku, which means the unanswered, unresolved question, which also has to do with Mashiach. It's the unanswered and unresolved question that can only be answered when the Messiah comes. That's how the tradition goes. And I did one per day, and there are 317 of them in the Babylonian Talmud, and it completes also this May. I didn't plan it out that way. It just, when I looked at the calendar of how much time it would take to complete all 317, and I started on June 19th of 2025, it's going to come out in the first week of May of this year. Around May 2nd, actually, which is even more amazing, more interesting. For another reason, which I won't explain right now. But anyway, so today, T1, January 21 is T1, and the third day of Shvat is 25. So 25 and 1, of course, is 26. So 26 is a pretty important number. It's the name of Yud Hey, and Vav Hey. It's the name of God. And also in English, God, G-O-D, is equal to 26 as well. G is the 7th letter, O is the 15th letter, and D is the 4th letter. Add 7, 15, and 4, you get 26. So it works out in both languages. And that's really what this is about. It's about the meeting of Yaakov and Esau, the sun and the moon, English and Hebrew.